Hello. Hi, friend. Welcome to Dancing Water. I'm Susan McCulley. I'm delighted to be here to guide you through our Dancing Water daily practice. Phoenix and I are here to do that together. Today we are going to do some restorative yoga. And I've been having a day where I've been feeling um, a little rattled, a little anxious, and this practice is so helpful to me. So I'm going to offer you some of my favorite poses and a variation on one of my favorite poses. So I hope that it is useful to you. So we need a couple of props from around the house. So one thing for sure we're going to need is a blanket, and I recommend a really soft blanket, one that feels really good to you. We're going to use it to create both weight and warmth, so both are important. We're also going to need 2 firm pillows, my favorite chicken pillow, and so you want something that's pretty resilient, that will take some weight and give some weight. The other things that we'll need are 2 bath towels, and then you can have an eye covering if you like. I'm practicing in the daytime with a fair amount of light in the room, and so that I find it to be helpful, but it's up to you. And a cup of tea or water or something for the end of our practice. I like a warm drink after this practice and something without caffeine that's not stimulating. So let's just begin by just taking yourself onto your mat in some way that is comfortable, some kind of seat, and take your arms out and wrap them around yourself. So we're focusing this practice on cultivating the sensation of calm in the body. And especially when we feel rattled or anxious or fearful, it can feel as though we are sort of flying apart. And so these poses are ways of kind of gathering ourselves, right? So gathering your arms around you, just let your elbows draw little circles, not too big, but just feel yourself holding yourself and then move in the opposite direction. So just moving around, just feeling your arms here, and then unwind. Notice which arm is on top, and then let the other arm come on top, and do the same thing. Small circles, just allowing yourself to feel your torso, feel your heart move a little bit. And then take your hands and just rub them gently together so they feel a little bit warm. And then take them around the back of your neck and the back of your shoulders. And just give yourself a squeeze here. So squeezing the back of your neck, squeezing your shoulders. Now giving yourself imagine yourself comforting a friend, like it's okay. It's okay. And then take your right hand and let it rest on the top of your chest. And without pulling, just letting your left hand just rest on the side of your head. This is barely a stretch. This is just a little bit of length in the space along the side of your neck. And then just switch sides. Gently release your top hand. Let it come to your chest. And then switch your hands. Just letting a little bit of weight in the side of your head, so there's a little bit of opening. Nice. And then just beginning our practice just by committing, setting an intention for sensing for calm in the body. Just noticing when it arises, even if it's very small. So one of the other things, we're going to start with using a little bit of wall space. I'm actually using the side of my bookshelf. You don't need a lot of space against the wall, but let's begin there. One of my very favorite restorative yoga poses is child's pose. And so child's pose traditionally looks something like this. And I really love a supported version with my belly supported by pillows or a bolster. This doesn't work for everybody's body, however, and I recognize that. So I want to offer you an alternative that gives the same kind of benefit, but that doesn't require you to put your weight onto either the floor, your legs, or a pillow. So find your way to the wall, and just let your feet come up to a 90-degree angle. So your feet are flat against the wall, your knees are at 90 and then 90 degrees, and then your hips are at 90 degrees. And then take one or two of your pillows, and let them rest on your shins. So you want your hips about hip width apart so it feels like this is stable. This isn't just going to fall down. And this gives you a little bit of weight, not just onto your shins, but also into your hip joint. And then take your blanket and put it over your belly. So move it in such a way that it feels really supportive. So you want to just feel a little bit of contraction, a little bit of weight on your belly and on your shins and legs. And you can let your hands rest here or out to the side. And again, you can take your eye covering. I'm going to just leave it off for now because I'm going to be talking to you. One thing to check is to check the position of your head. So one adjustment I like to give myself is to take my head in my hands with my thumbs right under the occipital ridge. That's the bony ridge at the bottom of your spine. And give a little gentle pull away and maybe lift up a little bit and then place your head gently down. And so your chin is tucked and your neck is long. And then just feel the sensation of your spine in its natural curves along the floor. And just notice the sensation in your legs, your hips, and your belly in this modified child's pose against the wall. And in restorative yoga, we are looking for the breath to guide the way. So allow your breath to do exactly what it needs to do. It may go deeper sometimes. It may go more shallow, more quiet. Just let it do what it needs to do. These postures are designed to be deeply supportive and relaxing rather than stressing or stretching in any way. These poses allow the body to unwind itself. So let yourself be right here. Breathing your bones a little closer to the earth. Softening any any contraction, any tense connective tissue or muscle. Yeah, just allowing your body to find its own way. And as you breathe into this shape, ask yourself, is there something I could do that would be more comfortable? Is there some adjustment that I could make that would feel even better than this? Hmm. Feeling the support that's both underneath you and on top. So you're being supported, being reassured from underneath and above. And as you're ready, just take a deep breath. And let it go. And then take your pillows off of your legs. Just set them aside. Leave your blanket right where it is. And just gently extend your feet upward so that your heels are resting on the floor, on the wall. Oh, Phoenix. And you can just let your feet do what they like. Just feeling this diagonal line from ankles, heels, down to hips. Feel how this is a little bit different. How the bones land in your hip sockets. And so take your hands just gently, letting your thumbs come into your hip joint. Just gently massage around your hips. Maybe squeezing a little bit at the top of your thighs. Just feeling any tension there, just let it go, and then let your hands go. And again, they can rest at your belly or on your chest or off to the side. Now here, check into your shoulders and see if you can let them melt a little bit more onto the floor. So for me, maybe just drawing them together just the slightest bit to create a little more space around my chest and heart. Relaxing my jaw, letting the tongue soften into the bottom of the mouth. Tongue and mouth letting go of talking and swallowing and chewing and all the things that it does. Letting your eyes relax back into the sockets. Globes, watery globes softening into these soft places. Notice if there's any holding in the small muscles around your eyes and your mouth. For me, those muscles are often an indication that my mind is thinking a good bit. Relaxing those muscles can relax the thinking. Check out the muscles along your thighs and around your hips. See if there's any layers of holding. Sometimes when I'm feeling really anxious, my body tends to grip, to clench, literally holding myself together. But instead, we want to gather ourselves into these shapes and let ourselves soften into them rather than clenching around them. Just a couple more breaths here, taking your time. And then very gently, just let your feet slide down the wall. And then just for a moment, just draw your knees in toward your chest. As always in this practice, using the transitions as part of the practice. So taking one arm overhead and then rolling to one side, pausing, and then gently using your top hand to push up into seated. And then gently, I'm going to move away from the wall so that we can do some postures that don't need the wall. So what we're going to create here is a bolster, as a kind of bolster using the two pillows. And if you like, you could have additional pillows or additional blankets to make this higher. It's completely up to you. Then take your towels and roll them into towel logs and put them on either side of your mat. Then take your blanket and make it into kind of longer strip, as it were, and wrap it around your body. So start, it's almost like a kimono, right? Like a super wide belt. Just feel that sort of firmly tuck around you, and then gently roll back onto your bolsters, your pillows. And once you get back, just tuck your blanket in a way that feels good. So if it's bunched up at the back, that may not feel so good. So just smooth it out, and then make sure that your towel logs are right tucked up against your hips so that your thighs are completely supported. So here, even if you have the flexibility to let your knees fall open to the floor, I really suggest having this support underneath you to, again, allow the body to unwind itself, to allow the body to feel supported and therefore let go. And then feeling this connection on your belly, and you can let your hands rest here or out to the side. And I'm going to take my eye covering and if you use one, if you don't have a weighted one, I do love to just smooth it down over my eyes and give that same kind of support from above. Just check in with the major touch points of this shape, feeling your feet pressed together. It doesn't matter how close they are to your hips. And then feeling the weight of the big, long femur bones relaxing on the support of the towels. And your spine, long and soft, relaxed against the pillows. You can check into your neck again if you want to do that adjustment again that we did earlier. Gentle tug at the head to lengthen the neck and tuck the chin. That can be helpful. So the front side of our body is the most vulnerable parts of our bodies. Soft belly, all of our organs housed in this abdominal area. And so having some kind of covering, some kind of almost like protection is another way to signal the nervous system that it's okay to stop and let go. So noticing any place in your body right now that feels calm. And depending on how you're feeling, it may be a very tiny place, or it may be more of your body. But remembering that calm is our natural state. And it is the jangled anxiety that covers it over. And it is our practice to allow more calm to come to the surface. You may notice that the calm has a certain shape or texture or weight. And imagine that the calm is like a seed or a bulb. It's tucked under the earth, just like your body is tucked under a blanket. And as it feels the warmth and the support and the nourishment, that seed, that bulb begins to unfurl. In the same way, we can allow calm to expand from wherever it is, wherever you sense it. Just let it begin to open up a little bit. Taking a couple of deep breaths. And just stay right where you are. We're going to transition to a twisted posture. So just stay where you are and open your arms to the side. And very gently let one leg come on top of the other. So you've got your bottom leg is supported by a towel log. And then your top leg comes over, and take the other towel log, put it somewhere supported between your legs. So I think what I'm going to do is place it in such a way that both my knees and my ankles are supported. That feels good. And then let your chest open to the ceiling. And you can, if you like, you can turn your head away from your knees. If you want a little bit more of a twist, but it's totally fine just to leave it with your nose up toward the ceiling. And the other adjustment that you may want to make is you may want to bring your knees a little closer to your chest. See how that feels. Notice your shoulders both relax on the floor. Your hips are soft. When I'm in this posture, one of the things that I can notice is that my inner thighs can almost reflexively begin to hold on. And this is why we have the prompts to allow ourselves to soften. Allow those muscles to let go. And in this asymmetry, just notice how your breath is moving. And maybe reconnect with the sensation of calm. And as you breathe, can you let the sensation of calm expand even a little more? taking the towel that's between your knees and just pull it out for a second and just let your knees come up to center and rest together with your feet wide. And just give yourself a moment here from asymmetry to symmetry. And just notice any sensations on either side of your body, particularly your legs and hips. And then take your towel log, move it to the other side, and gently let the other leg fall to the support underneath it. And take a towel and put it between I like it between both my knees and my ankles. But you find what feels right for you. And again, noticing where in relationship to your chest, your knees feel best. And letting the head fall away from the knees if that feels good. You can imagine your spine like a spiral staircase, gently curving up from the base, all the way up to right behind your eyebrows. Feeling your breath coming from this lower part of your spine and let it just swirl up through your body and then out along your arms. As your spine is twisting, tension and holding is untwisting. Part of this practice is simply giving your body the time that it needs. And sometimes that's longer than others. And as always, you're totally welcome to stay in any of these postures as long as they feel good. You can always pause the recording and allow your body to decide when it comes out, when it's had enough to fully recuperate. And then finally, as you're ready, remove the towel from between your knees. And again, let yourself come back into the posture of constructive rest, letting your knees gently kiss at the center with your feet out wide. And just reconnect with the sensation in your thighs and hips. And then just roll over to one side and push yourself up and set aside your pillows. And we're going to set up for this Shavasana of your choice. So I'm going to take a Savasana on my back with a blanket underneath me so that you can see me. But another option is to use your blanket as a covering. And similar to what we were talking about before, that having a covering on top of you can be a way of nourishing your nervous system. But I'm going to take my blanket underneath me. And I'm also going to take one of my towels and use it under my knees. Some people prefer to do a Shavasana pose without any support, and that's fine, of course. So just feeling yourself come back. And whatever you're choosing, let your thighs roll out to the side, letting your feet soften out to either side. And just letting yourself pause and notice any reverberations of the postures that we've done together in our practice today. Letting your hands and feet be soft, letting them take whatever shape they want to take. Letting your ribs float on your breath. Noticing where you feel calm. Letting as much of your body be heavy and supported, and yet also light and floating. Imagining your body both sinking and floating simultaneously. And intentionally begin to deepen your breath. Give yourself a little stretch, letting your feet and hands move away from each other, and then drawing your knees into your chest and then rolling to one side. And slowly coming up to seated. And you can sit on something that will give you a comfortable seat. And if it feels good, maybe wrap yourself or with a blanket or Wrap it around your belly. That feels good. Just allow yourself to feel yourself now as opposed to when you started. What do you notice? And asking yourself as you get ready to close the practice, what is it that I could do to cultivate calm? What is it that I could take with me from this practice? And if you have some tea or some water, just taking that and maybe doing one of these postures to allow yourself to cultivate calm, but it might be something else. Whatever it is, set an intention for taking it with you. Feeling the sensation, the liquid moving into your body, nourishing you and nourishing your intention. And then asking yourself, what is something that I'm ready to let go of? What's something I'm ready to put down? Symbolically notice whatever that is, and then place it down. Sweet friend, let it go. And then setting that intention and watering it. Thank you for practicing with me. Remembering that your essence, your nature is calm, and that our practice is to let more of that come to the surface. Calm not only gives us the benefit of accessing our higher level of thinking and therefore making more skillful choices, but it also radiates out. Calm is contagious, and it benefits not just us, but everyone that we come in contact with. So I hope that you will continue to practice and let me know how I can be of help. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel, click the bell for more notifications whenever I post a new practice, and leave a comment. Share this with someone who could benefit. And below this video, there's a link where if you are so called and have the means and would like to support the continued creation of these practices for you, please donate and send some financial support. So thank you so much. I am so grateful for you and for our ability to practice together, even when we're apart. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.